Okay, and is Libby not gonna be?
Libby sent me a message yesterday. She's unexpectedly babysitting.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and then here is, and I know this isn't on the agenda, but I just wanted to give it to you all. This includes the job descriptions, and I have cut a lot because I guess it was Lena, whoever put it in there. It seems like every single paragraph it says, staff should be courteous. Staff should be, yeah, well, we got that the first time you said it, but anyway. I didn't think it needed to be repeated that many times. So, and one thing I already know that I want to do is under the objectives, just like under the job descriptions, I just made those. I'm going to make those bullets instead of A, B, C. They're not. Okay. Anyway, okay. Get started.
Yeah. You've got to go ahead after this.
Yeah. Let me get my computer out. Yeah, you're welcome. Since I'm taking minutes and it's 1 p.m.
And I guess the first item on the agenda is head librarian report and
Have any?
Other than what's in my report, I guess Brady's really good. You've got a working promote.
Yay!
And shiny and budgets and all that stuff.
And doesn't leak.
Doesn't make there's no
Yes.
water.
That's great.
And
And it only took 3 phone calls.
if you happen to be down Black, look at they're pretty good.
Oh, the bridge is all lit up. I've seen pictures. I haven't been up there, but that's great. Yeah.
See, I left for a week, came back, all this wonderful stuff. I'm going
that does stand out, really.
Yeah, I drove down there last night just so I could see it. They've got time on it, so it goes off here today. It's really nice. That I had to reshuffle everything I do in December because my friends would get away for a week. They said, you're going, if you want to pay, you pay, if you don't pay, you don't do it. I was nice to pay. So I did my Polar Express. It's at school. That's my favorite program to do all year. That's when you pull that bill out of that box with those little slide. And I just want to do that too.
We've got a few things accomplished in the last little bit. We've got some more books relocated on the shelves, and we've weeded the DVD collection a little more. Scarlett and I, we are down to 18 boxes in the front window right now. It's amazing because there was over 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we continue to work on that. So things are going good. Painting class is still just unreal. People can't wait for it, and it seems like all the programs are just exploding. People are wanting to do them so much. So
Great.
To go good. We have done a lot of shifting, a lot of processing new books. Now that the elevator's working, we're stuff up downstairs a lot easier. We changed some lights out. Me and Greg changed all of the bulbs in the library except for in Alita's office a month and a half ago. And now there are more than 20 of them blown in a month and a half.
How can that be? I saw that in your report. I don't get it.
I think it's bad
Alice or something.
Oh, that would make
But they're fluorescent lights, and they're. I think
8 years old.
Yeah, I think that we need to get them changed. I think that they need to be switched out for LED.
Mm-hmm.
It'll save us a lot of electricity in the long run.
A lot of changing bulbs.
A lot of changing bulbs, we
Mhm.
won't have to take, come and work on them nearly as much. It seems like a good decision financially, and the library will be brighter. Also,
Which is wonderful.
we're talking about possibly remodel it here at some point, and having the lights switched out before that would be a good idea, because we'll know what the paint's gonna look like under.
And have it rain the rolls.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we'll get to see how bad the paint looks now.
Yeah.
Mountain Association used to be Mason. They
Mm.
have contractors that will do
Right.
fluorescent retrofitting, so they would technically be the same light fixture. It wouldn't cost as much to do a retrofitting as it would to change everything out. We did have a guy, Scott
shoot,
shoot,
Mhm.
Scott from Harlan, who came in and changed the lights at Fleming Neon, and he did another one. I can't remember.
Jenkins.
He did some.
they did the front here, I think.
No, he did Jenkins and Neon.
Yeah, Jenkins and Neon. So I'm gonna try and get a hold of him. If not, I'll call Carrie at Mountain Association to get another contractor that can do retrofitting and get some numbers.
Yeah, let's hear
I
the
think
numbers.
We should definitely check both, we should check the cost of retrofitting and the cost of changing them out. Because, to retrofit what's already here, if it's, a small difference in cost to replace them for something that matches what's going in.
Yeah, you've got the daylight and then you've got the soft light.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one we would be, necessarily on those, but, I do think that they need to be LED instead of fluorescent.
We did that at the church through Mountain Association.
Okay.
And it's night and day, and we had the same problem with ballasts. So I don't remember, I am on the session, I don't remember what the cost was, but
At one
it
point
was
in the past, we had ballasts go bad and they got hot, and, that was.
We
a
would
major
have to
problem.
call fire.
dangerous,
We had
yeah.
to call fire department because of ballast.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
but when me and Greg were changing out lights, 3 of the sets of lights, when we put the new bulbs on, wouldn't even come on, and the bulbs that were on were hot.
Wow.
So we took those out and we left the bulbs out of those because
Right.
they were hot.
Dangerous, yeah.
We thought it was probably not a good idea to leave those
Mhm.
out.
It made a world of difference, light and change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did the ones upstairs. Did we do?
No, we didn't.
No,
I know we changed light fixtures downstairs and we changed to LED.
No, they're not LED. We thought they were putting in LED, but then when
Oh,
they
they
came
are?
back from that, we said, no,
Wonder why.
Okay, that's weird.
Also,
Yeah.
the plumbers came last week to check the toilets downstairs again. They said the same thing, that they need to be rebuilt. They said that they could order the parts, it would take a few days for the parts to get here, but they said that it would only take a couple hours to change out
The plunger.
to replace everything in the toilet. They're the ones without the tank, they're the tankless toilets. They said that they're-
Regulation valve or flow valve.
something like that, but they said that it would only take a couple hours after they get the stuff to change them out. But they said that they would let us know the cost and how long it would take to get the stuff and all that, so we can make a decision of whether or not we wanna deal with that or replace the toilets, because before people had told us it was gonna be months or longer for them to get the parts.
That seems to be the problem with about everything else, getting the parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, supply chain is still an issue. Did you have a question? Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
You don't know. It's just been a busy last few weeks. Oh, gosh. We have to pray. I don't know if
Mhm.
y'all went. I know Libby was there,
Mhm.
but you definitely.
Okay, good. And what were you dressed up as?
I was an elf.
An elf,
Yeah.
okay, good. Okay.
I also got my son, he was in it, and
Mhm.
Legina's daughter. They went to breakfast. There's a T-Rex, cat and a hat.
Mhm.
Oh, I bet they love that.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
son was surprised I'm kind of got stopped. Just for pictures. I told you you'd be famous now.
Mhm.
The Polish party. There were only about 36 people there, but only like 3 of the kids I'd never seen before. Probably I've never seen them.
Right.
And I don't really. A couple of them knew that I would. They were adamant about it. We just went to the senior center to our first glass painting.
Mhm.
I never done one before, and I helped them out. It's not that hard. And like, actually, I'm painting. I'll go back every couple of months to do a project with them. So,
Bet they enjoyed that.
oh, yeah.
And where is, when you say the senior center?
It's King Kitchen now.
Oh,
Oh, they moved it.
but they're not there all the time.
They used to be in the rec center before.
Yeah, I
that.
knew they were in the rec.
They're up there.
Huh, okay.
Like the dining area.
Right, okay. Because they have lots of events there, but I didn't realize
And they really didn't have a lot of room in the rec center.
that. Right, yes.
Prior to the
Yeah.
flood. So maybe they have more room there. Yeah.
The nursing home, they tested. It's bad.
Yeah.
But some of them, though, they really liked it. They were saying follow through this.
There you go.
So the one I knew, it's a little bit older than me. I don't know what happened,
Mhm.
Well,
but it was nice. They had a little stocking, some candy, and a little coloring thing. They didn't like my saying, they like Christmas. They never liked mine. Went to Dairy Queen last Thursday. There were about 40 to 50 kids that came through. Which was surprising because they had a scavenger hunt going on too.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
But I got stuff, they handed out stuff. My granddaughter, like Santa Claus, took me about an hour before she'd even come to me. I showed her that with me like 20 times. And she finally let me hold her and stuff. Went over to sit down. Then she got mad when the other kids came on. She started going over and started.
Couldn't
yelling
win.
at me. Get off her back. She was mad. Okay, and tomorrow, instead of going down West Whitesburg, it's changed 3 or 4 times.
They not have school tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Hand out presents at the middle school, and we're going over to the opposite community. To hang out with them for a little bit, get their school.
And where do the presents come from? Where,
They fine. I
oh,
don't know where they got them.
okay.
So,
For everyone or the Family Resource Center, I wonder.
I don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
Oh, that's my daughter-in-law's one of the teachers,
Mhm,
autism teachers. I can find it out.
mhm.
We get little things for them, like
Right.
a pop keychain.
Mhm.
And Wednesday, we're dressing up as Santa Claus, we're going around town to all the businesses. And giving Christmas cards and stuff. And I think Scarlett told me on the back of the Christmas card, put a coupon for a free book checkout.
Oh, that's good. They're like, "Oh, free."
And Thursday, for the meeting, I guess, we'll have the story time Christmas party. Then I think that's the last thing I have to do this year.
It's the agenda. It's the
Mhm.
agenda. Great.
If not, we'll go to approval of the minutes.
Mhm. Have you all had a chance to look at them?
And that, I motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
You don't say. Discussion. Not all, in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign. There's
Everybody get it? The new treasurer's reports,
Which one is it?
it's these two.
Oh, there are two of them. Statement of financial condition. Why do I have, oh, I must have two piles. Okay.
Are we ready?
And why do we have two?
Well, one is the general fund, one is the state fund.
Okay,
So we're
that's all.
gonna start, with
sorry.
the one.
Yeah.
The one that does not say state fund is a general fund. Starting with the general fund, I'll go down with the different categories for assets. Current general account assets, $829,545.36. The business preferred money market account, $505,683.48. The community trust CD, $103,887.
How about, we checked on CDs, cause they're going, no, interest rate's high,
This one is good to the end of December,
and okay, so
5.5.
for next meeting, you should check on them.
Well, it will end December 30th. And then have to start another one.
So do we want to keep this, make a motion this meeting or wait till the January?
Everybody wants to do.
What are you saying? Because we have so much money in there, you're saying we might ought to put it in a
Well, the interest
CD?
rate's higher now.
Right,
than it was, you know,
right, before,
last
right. Mhm.
We currently have a CD.
Yeah.
So are you saying
One,
do
but-
another CD?
year. No, I'm just saying, the current CD is what percentage, I forgot what percentage, somebody got like,
5.
It was 4.5 or 5. I don't
Yeah,
know what
I think
period
it's
you
five.
did. But the thing about it, if you cancel that CD before the due date, you'll have a $500 penalty.
so,
So you just need to
oh, okay.
do your math and see how much you're gonna make in a 12-month period. And most of the time it is a lot more than that 500. Something to think about.
Mhm.
I just did that for community profit.
Would you want to check on that?
I don't know. Who has the CD? Is it here?
It is in there.
And you need to see what the due date is and see what the percentage is. And if it's not a great deal more, probably may not come out.
When you say it ends December 31st, is that like 2 weeks from now, December 31st? Or,
Yes,
I'm saying this new interest rate ends
Oh,
December 31st.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the CD, I don't remember what the date was.
So you think the interest rate will go down January 1st?
Well, it goes down all the time.
Right,
It
right,
goes up and down.
Yeah, I know it does. So, but it's locked in if you do it before the.
yeah. Not this one, cause like, it was last year, just how long we done that?
Has it been redone since we did it?
no, it's just a few months ago.
Yeah,
No.
Okay,
yeah. It was in
It may
summer,
not be that much more then.
in July.
Seems like it was 4.5.
Mhm.
And you're not gonna make that much more.
just a quick.
I don't know about the $500 penalty, but you'll have to pay, which
Mhm.
that comes right off the top.
Well, now, do we have to read through all of this? Is that part of a requirement?
It's just the top section.
Just
I
the,
was on the third one.
Oh, okay.
just
Okay.
these.
We can all-
So
And then-
community trust CD is $103,887.19, and the petty cash is $680.57, which is a total of $1,439,796.60. And then on the next page, the state fund is current assets, cash restricted fund, $59,506.92. And when we combine the two, that would be, and mind you, on the general fund, we are not counting the due from other district taxes. We're not factoring in that that 21,000 number. So that total again for general fund is $1,439,796.60 from the general fund, and from the state fund, $59,506.92 for a grand total of $1,499,303.52. So that's really the treasurer's report.
So why don't we figure in the due from other districts taxes?
Because it's not money that we have yet. And we can't guarantee that we
Okay,
will
and
get
when would
that.
we get that?
It comes in.
Oh, dribs and drabs,
Yeah.
quarters,
It
okay.
comes,
Okay.
whenever we get a check from the clerk's office or the sheriff's office.
Okay, okay.
Motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Okay.
Motion made. Do I have a second?
I second it. Directors.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Um, There's a little bit more this time because I was paying what I could out of petty cash and with the debit card to minimize putting more work on Ruth and Jeanette while we were trying to get stuff situated. So so the amount that was in the petty cash is no longer that high. Okay, so we took in $241,775.55, and that's do you want them all individually?
No, I think we can see the breakdown.
Okay, and then we made some debit card purchases. The largest one was we bought a tree for the front window.
That's pretty.
I went for the best quality unlit tree we could find. And that was debit card. It was mostly programming stuff. The Christmas tree actually falls under programming also. And then Walmart, we bought some things at Walmart and they were all programming too. And then Light and Enterprises did the front window. The things that were out of the ordinary that I don't normally pay was I paid Deerheart Communications. That's the internet for the security cameras here, Jenkins and Neon. And I've left the one for Neon Go because we're going to need it as soon as we get security cameras set up again. The same with the water and electric. So I paid Letcher County Water and Sewer, and that's for Blackie. It was $34.18. You don't need to know the amounts, you can see them. And I wrote a check for Jenkins Utilities. That was water and sewer at Jenkins. And I wrote a check for Neon Water. It was also because we're going to need it. And then I wrote a check for Whitesburg Municipal Water. It's water and sewer here. And then I paid Aflac with the state fund account. I also paid Appalachian Wireless, Kentucky Power for Fleming Neon, Blackie, and the outside lamp at Blackie and Jenkins online through the state fund. And I'm going to suggest that I continue to pay those online because it's super fast and we don't have much of a turnaround time.
Yeah.
But I'm going to switch it to paying with the general fund instead of the state fund because I don't want to keep taking money out of there except for like programming stuff and the things that the grant are for.
Did we, we're too much trouble on, like, we've got programming and we've got totals out there. We really don't know what these are for. And could there be some indication of what area?
You're welcome to look at them.
I know that, but I mean, just in.
A subcategory is what you're saying?
Yeah, something that would.
Or like a program title.
See, we got.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So just on, you're saying on the report,
Yeah.
to have it broken down that way. Could we do that?
Sure.
Yeah, so like, for instance, with the security cameras and the water and the power would just be operational
Yeah.
expenses and then, you know, something
See,
like
like,
that, I
like,
don't know.
like, debit card was Dollar Tree program,
Mhm.
and that would be.
What, for story hour or,
What department it would go into.
Okay.
okay,
That probably would help in the future to know where you,
right, to
Spend
have
this amount.
categories, yeah.
you know,
Cause when we look back at this, all we got is program.
Okay.
Would that be too much trouble?
No, as long as I can tell from the receipt what the program is.
Mhm.
Sometimes I know, like, I always buy yoga water or water, bottled water for yoga and other programs at Walmart. But yeah, I can start adding the program. And then Amazon was $1,888.62. And you can,
That would, see, that's a lot of money.
Mhm.
but you can see on the next page that about half of it was books and
But you
about,
broke down the Amazon report.
yeah,
But-
it's always the second.
Right,
page.
okay, yeah.
We bought, I actually ended up buying 2 printers. That's the computer hardware and some other stuff.
Motion to approve.
second,
And I have,
You need signatures on that.
I need, signatures on the minutes, this, and the second. Yes. please. And while that's happening, I'll send around the vouchers. Blackie did not have any vouchers this time. Let me just flip through and make sure I've got everybody. I'm on board.
No toilet paper or anything, Grace, for your new
That's
toy?
it's toilet paper. I just bought stuff that I was.
First page and second page. Oh, I just need your on this one.
Okay, but
And then
but on these, we need everyone.
on
needs
those,
to
I
sign.
need everybody,
Right.
please.
Mhm.
And then,
Those are going in that way.
yes. And I do have, I actually had 2 checks from Ruth that needed signatures, but the second one was Aflac, which I paid online. So I don't want to duplicate that payment, so I'm gonna avoid the check. But I know she did it because to show that they did the payment out of people's check,
Right,
because we paid for our Aflac ourselves.
right.
Okay.
So last board meeting,
Mhm.
I noted that you were still waiting for some bids for health insurance, or are we getting to that later?
That's,
Yeah, okay,
yes,
okay, that's,
it's
okay.
on here.
okay, okay.
And, so would somebody like to sign this check for me? I will. But it's just the, child support check.
Child support check.
We have an employee that, has child support taken out of her paycheck.
Oh, okay. So you all have to pay that.
She pays it,
Pays it out her salary.
Okay,
so
so,
we write the check and mail it.
oh,
Thank you.
okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Can I have the minutes, please?
Is that typical?
I don't really phone sometimes. It's easier.
Yeah, yeah, well, I
Have to be
can,
in touch.
right, exactly. Okay. I wasn't aware of that happened.
It sometimes does.
Mm-hmm.
It happens a lot now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the architect at Blackie and
Mhm.
Leon, what did
Um,
they, is that,
I read in your report that they made that visit, but
they did, and they're finalizing the bid plans, the bid papers, the spec sheet and things, and the ad.
Did he say about when he'd have that completed?
No, but I'm sure he's gonna tell me.
Yeah,
He's also supposed to send me,
Harlan,
yeah, he's also supposed to send me pictures for the vinyl signs that I'm gonna have made.
Good.
Pictures from the renderings.
that's taking a while, isn't it? Is
It-
it what?
yeah, we probably need to have a date when he's gonna
Yeah,
I can
get
have-
that to you.
right, 'cause
for
this is what
all
the
of
third
us.
month we talked about it, I think.
Yeah,
But
we need to have a
He
time,
was
date.
waiting until after Jay and Paula came to visit in case he had any
Okay.
questions or they had questions, but I can definitely.
And they did that was it
About
last?
3 weeks
It was,
ago.
yeah, it was a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult, not knowing why there are delays, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
I really was concerned about, what he was saying about mitigation, that there had been a delay on it. Can you give us any information on what that meant?
There had been a delay on mitigation.
On the process of getting it started?
They. We sent them the plans and we had the mitigation listed on the
What
plan.
plans first?
The final architectural plans that included mitigation. And then they sent us a list that included half of what we already had on the plans and a few other things. So we went and looked at Fleming Neon and we verified that those things could happen, and it's backflow valves that prevent water coming back up the
Yeah.
pipes, and a sump pump in the mechanical room, and there were other things, I think. And Paola didn't really understand that we already had these things in place until they came and looked.
You already had them in the plan.
In the
with
plan.
In the
Carly,
plan,
the
not in
summit.
Mhm.
Okay,
So I think that was the thing that was taking time away from going ahead and getting the plan, the request for bids. But I know Charlie has it on his list to do, and I can get an ETA from him.
yeah, that would be great. So then that way we are gonna
Tell the
be
community.
part of going, yeah, and
Mhm.
Tell the
yeah, definitely, because people are starting to complain. They're
Mhm.
start to the mayor. The mayor has voiced it to me.
Mhm.
And so if we can keep people informed of Fleming Neon and its surrounding communities of which it serves, I think that will help this little bit of people being very concerned about the timeline here. It being
well, they see all the other work being done.
Mhm.
well, it's been a year and a half, and there's been zero to happen in that brand new building.
Mhm.
So I just think, having timelines, having
Mhm.
given us some timeframes on when, where we're going, when are we supposed to get some information?
What the progression is.
Yeah.
I'm sure Charlie wishes we could have progression. I know I wish we could have.
Yeah,
So when you say Paula, she's from FEMA?
She is the mitigation manager
Okay.
over us.
So was there a problem with communication with them or something?
No, they just
she
take time.
Yeah.
She, I mean, we went around to all three buildings and she seemed to understand what we were saying about the community being antsy about us not starting, but it doesn't move them forward any faster.
And they can't go until FEMA comes up with the amount
it's
or
like
money.
their response to what Charlie will submit.
Right, so Charlie hasn't submitted anything to them yet. He can't.
Yeah,
Right.
he has.
Oh, he has,
yeah,
okay,
he
okay.
submitted the plans.
Okay.
The architectural plans that included
Okay,
the mitigation
okay.
measures, but, we're at the point where we take bids and FEMA mitigation compares them against their estimates for what it's
Okay.
gonna cost.
But I don't think we have been told by FEMA that they accepted it. Have we?
Have we?
They told us to get bids.
Okay, so that's what the next
Okay.
step, we need to
That's-
get bids, yeah,
That's
They
the
told
next
Charlie to do bids.
Yes.
Okay. I
okay.
didn't know this information.
Yeah, I hadn't, yeah, I wasn't really.
Blackie, same thing.
We are still working on Blackie because it's a wooden structure and I know Jay and Paula talked with Grace about this. Because it's a wooden structure, it's harder to,
Waterproof.
yeah,
Excuse me, but have you had a conversation with FEMA since they, we had them down?
no. But
The one, and like, you know, talking about FEMA, that one guy that came, he was new. I mean, he said he had more fun. But
I think Jay is a huge, he's way up. You know,
well,
he's over Paula.
no, Paula is the mitigation manager. He is our case manager. So they're
Okay.
separate departments. But Grace is right. He hasn't been there very long, but
he said he hadn't been there very long, but he really questioned, he wanted to get the feel of the community and its needs. And I think maybe that's what probably changed what they came up with for the community center. They realized that when they came in and talked to
Yeah.
different, because they had first said tear down. And but then their final thing was rebuild, raise up, rebuild. And because then he, you know, he said, so this is important to this community. And I said, no, not just this community, this whole county. And he's, you know, he said he could not relate to
The difference.
to an area like we were from. He told, did he ever say where?
He's from New Jersey. He's from a big city in New Jersey. So what he shared
yeah.
when we were at Neon.
Yeah. And he, you know, he said, where I'm from, we consider Lexington.
He's probably
He
from
said, well,
Patterson.
You know,
Yeah.
this is. And, you know, I said, we serve as not just the library, but we're the, during the day. we're the
Community
heart of
hub.
that community. This community center is events. And what was funny, I just said, you know, people come in and the lady pulled up, leaving the money for me to give to somebody else. It was one of the committees that works with the center, and I said, see, they even trust us. But he gave me more, and he, you know, he kept saying, now, I can't make that call, but I can plead your case. And for me, he gave me more hope. Okay.
Well, it sounds like, if we have Charlie give us some times when, maybe when he has done an action and when something, if they have reached back, said when they're gonna do something, that would
Yeah,
make.
if we just had a
He
timeline,
doesn't tell me when they're gonna do stuff.
No, I mean, they've got to say something about, like, are you working with them or is Charlie?
I am working with them
Okay,
and I have a call with Jay this week. Which I'm hoping we get some stuff done because. it's
and what is
probably
that supposed to be about?
Just checking in. I need to give him the final invoices for the elevator and go through anything that we need to, like anything that he sees as something we haven't covered yet.
Okay, so with Fleming Neon, with Charlie, he has submitted the plans to Jay.
I put them in the grants portal.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then I told Jay that I put them in the grants portal, and I also sent an email to Paula that said our plans are in the grants portal. And that's when they sent us the list that had stuff, half of the stuff we'd already had on the plans.
So they took it down. They denied half of it. Is
Oh,
that what you're saying?
no, they didn't look at the plans enough to know that we had these mitigation measures on the plans. But we went over a whole bunch. Well, you were there. We went through that stuff while we were in the building. And I don't know if they're just not paying attention. They keep telling me we should get passive flood which is the thing where contractors dig a hole for basically a barrier to come up out of when it fills with water. And I'm like, that's not gonna work for a building that's 75% windows. So I'm hoping that since they've been here and have seen the buildings, that they are paying more attention to the plan.
Yeah,
You said a minute ago, Blackie is different from neon because
Oh,
it's
sorry.
the wood
It's the wood
structure.
structure.
And so we don't have plans for Blackie yet. Is
We
that
have
right?
we have plans. Charlie is still working on how to waterproof the building, and he's trying to do it in a fiscally responsible way.
Okay.
Because FEMA, they have limits.
Mhm.
Like what you do to repair the building can only be like half of the building's value,
Right.
and mitigation things on top of that are like 100%. They keep explaining it to me, and it's always going to be confusing.
Mhm.
Mitigation measures, they have to. They're separate from the repair amounts, so we have to get
Okay.
them bid separate. And
Okay. So we aren't at the same point there
No.
because he hasn't come up
No.
with a plan.
We
Okay.
talked about the
he's
plastic
trying.
with a
Right.
waterproof,
Barrier.
waterproof membrane,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then they have to do. They're going to do
some kind of stone. like-
fiberglass drywall inside, and that's another level of waterproofing. We've talked about the waterproof membrane with concrete and stone, and I think Charlie's trying to keep it as close as he can to the character of the building.
Mhm. Okay, that explains it.
but I'm just gonna say, it just seems, very unpredictable what's going on, and we don't know what's going on. And, so is Charlie supposed to be our person working with them, or is it all on you?
It's me.
Okay, is there any way we can get you some help? On going through this process so that we know,
So
more,
we can have a progression of what's going on.
yeah, we just need to know
Like what's next?
what's going on,
What's next?
they're not
is,
offering that to you.
What's next is just bidding out the project, the Fleming Neon project, and then concentrating more on the Blackie project.
Mhm. That really doesn't tell us about what's going on with the buildings though, so, okay.
I mean, I can see if Charlie can like line out his part, but there's no timeline to get.
No, I
Stuff
never
from
asked
FEMA.
for a timeline. I just wanna know what are we working on? Where are we at?
So the bid's going out for Neon.
Yes,
Blackie is the whole.
until Charlie can figure out the best way to waterproof. I'm sure he's got other projects he has to work on too.
Well, we're important too.
We
so-
are very important, but yeah, I'll
I mean-
remind him.
So who does the bids? Does Charlie do them?
Charlie puts he puts together the bid
Mhm.
papers, and it goes in. He submits it to the newspapers in the area.
Okay, good. So he'll put them out there to,
Yes.
and then,
They also invite like 3 or 4 contractors that they've worked with and people that we've worked
Mhm.
with.
okay, good.
So that's the next step. The bid is going to be published.
I mean, I would think that we're gonna see some activity, I mean, here we are in the winter, who knows? I don't know if they can do anything in the winter. I'm sure they can do things.
Yeah,
They
I'm
can
sure
do
there's
There
something.
are some things.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have a mild winter.
Well, it's supposed to be all interior.
It's interior, so it should be
Mhm.
Yeah,
work all winter.
yeah, so they should be able to
Maybe
move.
Charlie was a mistake,
Mhm. In terms of what? Just saying.
pushing things.
Mhm.
I don't know that, I'm just throwing out.
Yeah,
I just wish that we could have an idea of how we can proceed from here to find out, can we,
Like steps.
yeah, like, we need to know each board meeting, what is going on with both projects, you
Mhm.
know, and I know maybe you could tell us what you submitted. We can have a little report from Charlie, because we're basically working with FEMA. They're not able to do anything till things are approved.
Right. So you anticipate that those bids will be in the paper?
I'm hoping by the end of December.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say, by the end of the
Charlie
year,
does
yeah.
that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be something that
Yeah,
you can point to say, we're asking for bids, and, you know, people should, and they'll put it in both the newspapers, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be more than both the newspapers, because they work out of Pikeville, so it'll probably go in the Pikeville paper
Oh,
too.
sure, yeah, hopefully, yeah. Okay, good, okay.
well, thanks for sharing all
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I tell you, people are inquisitive and the timeline's been slow. That, well, they look around, they see other things, projects being completed. And this seems like the libraries are an afterthought. Okay.
Here's these two. If you.
That was part of the director's report and the vouchers and.
Wasn't that the old business?
That was the old
We covered the old business, yeah, building projects.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at,
Volunteer policy.
okay,
Volunteer policy?
Yeah.
I didn't lose something.
oh,
It's okay, I've got it on here.
okay.
Oh, she's good. Thank you.
We have application process for volunteers.
That's a good question. Is there an application
We-
form?
We really don't, because when we get volunteers, they usually come to us through a program and they've got the paperwork from their program. I'm not opposed to an application for volunteers. But we get all kinds of different people.
And
You
I
feel
think-
like you have a need for volunteers?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
we,
all right, Ian was quick to answer that.
yeah, when we get volunteers from some programs, like, we've had some really good volunteers the last, well, not, we've got one or two really good volunteers, the last few years, but before that, we would have them do a little bit of everything. Like, we had one volunteer, actually, we've had two volunteers that have come in and just cleaned the DVD cases. Which, you know, they could sit there and listen to their music through headphones and just work in the DVDs, which was great.
Why
And
do DVD cases need to be cleaned? Are you talking about the cases that they're stored in, or the individual
oh
cases?
no, the cases that people take home with the DVD in them,
Oh, okay,
because
they just get, okay.
sometimes they get,
Disinfect.
yeah,
Okay, all
yeah,
right,
that's,
okay, that's fine. I wasn't aware that was a thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
and
yeah.
sometimes we'll have people do the same with the books,
Mhm.
because germs.
Do we have a thing for orientation and training?
Usually whoever's here will tell them, like, show them what they need to be doing, and it's
Verbal and visual.
verbal and visual. We don't usually let people shelve unless they've been here for a while and have demonstrated that they're really good with that kind of a thing. I do not want volunteers working at the front desk, because that's sensitive material. You're working with people's, like, what they check out. So we try to find something that they can do. Sometimes it's carrying boxes downstairs for us.
Mhm.
Any question?
Well, I was just reading this and it's saying that, there's not a contract between volunteer and the library. And then it went on down here to say that they probably were, I was trying to find where that was saying, they're kind of coming from another entity. So that's really where the contract is, so,
Right, any volunteers working for a,
yeah.
working hours for a program.
So our problems would be given to that
Yes.
entity rather than for us, so that's a good
Mhm.
setup.
Anytime we've had a program volunteer that is not working out, I actually don't have to be the one to fire them. They just get reassigned, which is a blessing. Any questions about the volunteer policy?
No.
You guys have anything?
The only thing oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
we're doing background checks for volunteers.
Over 18.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that
good.
probably should be.
Yeah, that should be
It's in
included.
here.
Is
It's in
it?
here.
Where is it?
It's the very last
Oh,
one.
yeah,
All volunteers over
Oh.
the age of 18 must be willing to
Okay, very
submit.
good.
then I
So-
would, go ahead, no, go ahead.
If the volunteers are having background checks and they're working with us and all that, I don't really see much of a reason for them not to be able to work at the desk, really. If they're already having background checks and working with us, we can be, it's the same as having an employee at that point, I think.
What are your thoughts? You having a
It takes
problem
a
with that,
special
Ally?
disposition to be at the front desk to meet and
Yeah,
greet
yeah,
everybody,
Yeah. well,
you know.
Personable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some volunteers are professional and some are not.
Some are
You can
great.
gauge that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can gauge
Yeah,
that on
yeah.
We've had a few
Yeah.
past that
Yeah.
have been just absolutely great. And
Yeah,
used to work at the desk, and used to do stuff and shelve and
you have some that
and
are,
then you get some that can't do it.
and you
Yeah.
can gauge that. So
Yeah.
I think,
Well, some volunteers, like when Susan was here, part of her responsibilities were to learn all the steps of working in a library. So she actually did work at the desk some.
Yeah.
Um,
That was just my question is, if they're having background checks and all that, then I don't really see much of a reason. for
So
them not to be able
it's up to you and Grace.
It would be the head librarian's call.
Yeah.
yeah, I would think that would be the best
Mhm.
way, because I know some people, that teachers would like to volunteer.
Right.
And they've come to me at Neon before and said they would like to volunteer, and putting them at the desk to work the desk, I see.
No
that as
problem
not
with
good.
that. Yeah.
So, I would think that would be a discretionary thing.
Mhm.
I agree with you.
Okay.
question about that.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing I would want to voice is that maybe you do need to maybe have a bullet about or combine with something here that they will go through a training, a small
It's kind of orientation.
orientation. So that
Yeah,
covers
it doesn't say
That's all.
that here, does it?
Yeah.
it does.
Does it?
Next to the last, but, oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
certainly.
great.
right,
I
okay.
don't take many volunteers because we're small.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's more work on us. Try to keep them because maybe
Busy, yeah.
But, you can tell real quick what they're gonna be capable of, or what they're willing to do. I just think, head librarians can probably figure that out. Like right now, I've got, well, I don't know if she's had to retire her husband, but I had one work as a volunteer with the program. She ended up being a wonderful library employee. As far as you just have to judge what they can do. Use them,
But it's up to you to
Yeah.
decide whether they're qualified.
and I think it should be up to each librarian to make the decision,
Yeah.
not take the ball.
I agree with you. Cause you know,
Because-
well, they're gonna be working in your place, so.
There are some volunteers we've had that have moved on to becoming librarians in the future that have started working here. And I think it would be great for some of them to be able to, study and stuff and
That might be
learn and kind of
Open the door.
be educated on how
Yeah.
to do stuff.
an employee.
Open doors and
Yeah.
Well, that was how I started.
that's how I started.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
how I started, was as a volunteer and as a volunteer.
Mhm.
So-
Okay, yeah.
I bet you turned it.
We see the result of volunteerism.
Right, there we go.
Okay, next item on the agenda is storage room of chickens.
I've asked Brian Lewis to look at the Jenkins building. And not just, I mean, I asked him to add the storage room onto things that he's gonna look at for Jenkins. He's also supposed to look at their ceiling and the roof for us.
Yeah, hers is- It's-
Brian,
Lewis
Okay.
Brothers
okay,
Construction.
And that building is really well maintained to be that old. My mom and dad built a brand new log home and that's a lot of work, so
mhm,
for
mhm.
there not to be tons of work done to that. Right,
Yeah.
Okay, next item, keys.
Ian, did you have anything about the keys?
And so I sat down and I started thinking about it, the way that we could do it. I thought, you know, like interior rooms that are not offices, storage rooms, or maintenance rooms. So for example, genealogy, the kitchen here, things like that could all be on one key. I don't see a reason why not. The offices could be a separate key. You know, then you could have, maintenance on a key. So that, you know, we could get into mechanical rooms and stuff like that with key. We could have a key for, janitorial and storage. And then we could have external and internal, doors. And then that would be good. So like, the outside door and the inside airlock be separate keys. But then other than that, I think that would be great, because then, you know, like upstairs, downstairs would be the same key.
So you
That
basically,
office, the bookmobile office, the other office door over there, you know, all that would be the key.
So we're talking about what, 5 keys,
Yeah,
then
maybe
you-
like 5 or 6 keys.
then you could have one master key that opens all of it.
I don't know if you knew that or
Yeah.
you can?
Yeah.
Okay, so I should get 5. I said interior rooms would be on one key, maintenance closet would be on,
Maintenance would be on one, so like the mechanical room, the elevator mechanical room.
right.
The
Storage office, and then
And so then external doors would have one key. So
External
isn't that
doors would be
3
one key.
keys?
external doors would be one key and internal doors would be,
Oh,
so,
right, okay,
those would be separate, so somebody can't just, you know, get the outside key and come straight in.
okay,
But at the same time, the internal doors would be like this one in the front, the inside doors, the back door here at the stairs, the back door. downstairs.
oh, okay, so that's
And
4,
all-
I count.
Yeah, those would all be on one. And then, the outside doors would be one key, so front door, back door,
Okay,
one key. I just think that if we did it that way, it would be a lot simpler. We would have to keep up with less keys. We would
mhm,
be able to have spares if somebody has an issue and loses their key, you know, we
Mhm.
would have, you know, somebody forgets their keys at home, you know, one of the keys from up here would cover. Yeah,
yeah,
right,
Um,
so there will be an expense though in changing all those locks,
there will be. but-
right,
But like,
initially,
but
yeah.
like, for example, the plumbers came Friday
Mhm.
to come in, and they needed to go downstairs into the football room to check the toilet down there, and we didn't have a spare key. So,
Yes, we do. I have it.
oh, you weren't here. You weren't here when they got here.
You were in the bathroom.
Okay.
you weren't available.
So they didn't get in there?
I
They
got
did.
them even.
Okay, okay, right, okay.
Uh,
So do we need to approve the cost of having those locks changed?
I wouldn't think
Or
it
do
would
we
be
need
that
a-
much.
An estimate or?
Oh, we need to get an estimate.
Yeah,
I mean-
oh, I think it could be kind of, I mean.
I can ask my
Yeah,
my brother-in-law's a
I
master,
thought it
Yeah.
could be.
yeah,
my brother-in-law's a master of locksmith in Tennessee. And I can ask him, I can tell him what we need it for, and then what the cost would be.
What a
So,
ballpark is.
How many, okay, on,
How many doors is there?
I think he's counted 30.
storage is one,
I've got
Or storage would be
map of the
one.
room.
Okay,
if I can get these broke down, I can ask him, you know, like the storage
But you could ask him what
They-
he thought would be a reasonable price, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to deal with someone locally,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
I
might
know.
be,
Yeah,
they might
He-
be
he can
higher or
tell.
lower, yeah, but he'll give you a ballpark, right? Yeah.
Ian said he thought there was 30 doors altogether, so, you know, I mean, 30 doors with.
We'll be changing locks on 30, yeah, okay. Um,
So we're gonna go to the health insurance. item.
yeah, why don't we go on, because
Okay.
you've got another meeting, don't you? Yeah. Okay,
We're almost there.
okay.
This is what Chris Woods from Holland Clark sent me.
is that out of Pikeville or
Yes.
Hazard?
Pikeville.
Okay,
For example, here are 30 I had listed, and there's the plans for downstairs that shows all the keys that we
Okay,
currently
for
have.
storage, how many?
Let's see. I would have to add it up. I'll have to go through and actually.
Well, maybe we can
We've
Yeah.
got
work
time.
on this.
Just go ahead and add those up, let me know, it's a piece part,
Yeah, I'll let you know.
okay.
You guys all got one of these?
Mhm.
The first one, the one that doesn't have a total at the bottom, I think is the one we've got right now. Here's one for you.
So has all the staff looked at this as well?
No, I
Okay.
just got it
Oh,
before the
okay,
meeting,
okay.
and,
Mhm.
we had to fill out a questionnaire about our medical stuff and
Mhm.
prescriptions that we take. And Chris from Holland Clark said that what we have now was gonna be like 17% more for the coming year.
Mm.
So I'm sorry, he's got it on here, 14.38% more. So he found us these two, and he looked at Keiko and the Kentucky League of Cities, which is the one over on the right. Keiko was way more, so he just didn't even put that on our chart. But and he said that these were, he thought the one from Kentucky League of Cities, which is also an Anthem one, was better because it's less expensive for out of pocket, and let's see what else. The office visit went down a little for just a general office visit, and the specialist went down a little for the copay. All of them went down. Like the emergency room is 300 plus 20% instead of what we have now, which is 500 plus 20%. And then the Anthem ACA is 500. And he says he says that Kentucky League of Cities one, that's this one over here on the right, is less than we're paying now. That's what the negative percentage means.
but
Minus 67.67%.
Mm-hmm.
so it's a little more than a half of a percent,
Yes.
Mhm.
less, but it's kind of keeping it about the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Right, in terms of,
increasing.
right.
Right.
And it looks like the other ones are, except for the one with the Anthem ACA
Mm-hmm.
Pro 1500. I'm looking at those. That looks, it's a little bit less, and
For the visits.
yeah,
Yeah.
and for the pharmaceuticals in network.
No, I didn't look at those, yeah.
It's not a whole lot. Well,
No, it looks,
it goes back, it fluctuates if it's higher or lower.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chris did say if we had any questions, that I was more than welcome to call him and put him on
Mhm.
speakerphone if you guys had questions. He also suggested that we look at vision.
Oh, because this doesn't cover vision or dental, does it?
We have Delta Dental and it hasn't gone up
Okay,
at all
good.
in the last,
I have that one.
it hasn't gone up at all for dental. We've not offered vision before. I know vision exams are included with our health insurance, but glasses are
Or
not.
not, okay.
And I didn't print that one out because it was 17 pages.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody wants to see the big book, I can print the big book.
Would that be optional? That would be optional.
It is optional. And there's actually an option where staff can pay for eye insurance for themselves, vision insurance for themselves, and it costs us the same. So it said, you send it to me in a text.
I know when I was in for 7 days, I was $100.
Wow.
That was just for,
And that was your part? That was after insurance?
no,
That was including the
that
insurance?
was not the doctors.
Yeah,
Right, that was
that's
just,
another bit. Yeah,
and then the labs are another bit.
yeah.
And then the,
My Kleenex box of Kleenex was $15.
an Advil, or, an Advil or whatever.
So,
$8.
Yeah, right.
so what are you thinking? How do you want to go forward? What's your idea on going forward with this? Are you gonna let your staff look at it or are we
Well,
gonna look at it or?
We look at it. You guys make the decision because it's over my amount, but
Grace Legina, what do y'all think?
Yeah, that's what I want.
it is, and I think it's a good
Right, this
deal.
last one, is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about? Yeah, the last column.
Let me see if it'll let me
Will
print
I
cost
it.
did
less.
notice the League of Cities is $1,000 less on out-of-pocket maximum single and 2,000 less than out-of-pocket maximum on family.
Mhm.
And the office visit copay is 20 versus 35 and
Yeah, I
50
think-
versus 75. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I think
I
that
mean,
last
for
one is
me,
the,
when I was raising my family, every dollar counted.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just the, it might, the only thing I use is eye specialist. They $75 a pop.
They're ready for a month.
Do you want to make them up?
I think most people
Mhm.
I think it's the 10 storage room.
So these people are
have
actually.
I think 10.
Give me a second.
What's a KL? Oh, Kentucky League of Cities.
Yes.
Okay.
He kept saying KLC and was like, is that? But I'd actually looked at.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
down here,
yeah.
Roy, what do you think?
I make
Two mechanical.
Well, let me see, they're waiting for.
Yeah.
Usually it's the doctor, so that's,
Yeah.
you take 3 to the doctor or 4.
But we don't want
That's the mechanical.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's just.
storage.
It's just into the single,
External.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
think
include your family?
you can, but.
you can, but you pay the difference.
Right, there is, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
it's really-
figured. Yeah,
Sam
Internal.
gets his insurance.
through the Eagle.
Marketplace. No.
Oh, really?
Well,
Okay.
it's Anthem, isn't it? I mean, you know, like I was saying earlier,
10,
He's not full.
26.
Oh,
And then,
right.
there would be.
United
Yeah, the-
Healthcare.
the Internal range.
Yeah, well,
They have to be plugged in.
And this would be Anthem,
There's the.
Kentucky League, and that's a big
Right.
organization.
So
League of
Jeanette
Cities.
has already moved that we
Okay.
approved the Kentucky League of Cities
Yeah.
policy. And unless you all see a
downside.
problem with that, okay, then I'll second that. Okay. Oh, you're not leaving. I thought you were leaving.
No.
now. Okay.
Sounds good.
Motion.
Okay, yeah. So Jeanette moves and I seconded. And you want to call the question?
Okay, any discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Announcements.
Well, I'm sure you guys saw on the doors when you came in, the closed. I may have to take a couple of extra days off. My brother is having medical issues related to having part of his foot amputated medically, and we're gonna move him down here.
Okay.
So I have to go and help and clean and stuff.
13 on the end.
But other than, yeah, other than that, hope you have a nice Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, just a minute, can I follow up on,
Absolutely.
two things?
Mhm.
Just a minute, under new business, and that is, did you make the changes to the salary that we voted on last time?
I was supposed to do the evaluations, and then that would be in
Instead of, but I thought we,
Mhm.
you never have gone back and given them the 12% raise from their original,
oh yeah, they've had that.
39.
They've got that.
from their actual salary, or from using your
Oh, it was,
$13
it was still
and
on the
$15
The
amount.
old way of doing it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
no,
I'm
it's not finished.
doing evaluations this week, and then the salary amounts will change to the new amounts.
Okay, so, but you understand, we want it on the, you gave us that breakdown.
Mhm.
And so as of right now, they still aren't getting a 12% raise on their actual salary. You gave them a 12% raise on, based on $13 an hour, plus the other.
Yeah,
But we voted at the last board meeting to go back, and I know Howard and Jeanette voted against, but 3-2, we voted that you give them the 12% raise based on their salary in July.
the new amounts based on their salary in July.
A 12% raise based on their salary in July.
No,
Unrelated to the formula for merit.
Okay.
You had never given them, we voted for them to have a 12% raise. And then you didn't give it to them on their salary,
No, I gave it to them on
the formula. And so we voted 3-2 to give them their 12% salary based on their salary, 12% raise based on their salary in July. The merit, we did agree for you to wait and do that after you've done your evaluations. But
Okay.
the 12% raise on their actual salary,
I missed that part.
okay,
I was just gonna do evaluations as fast as possible and switch to the merit.
but see, that means they never got their 12% raise based on their actual salary. If you do it that way, if you just do the merit. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay,
do.
could you go back and do that 12%?
So we need to have a time when we need to have it done.
Yeah, I think it needs to be done before the next meeting for sure,
Okay.
as soon as possible. So, yeah. So, I mean, I understand I think we were all in agreement that you wait to do the merit increase based on their evaluations. And then at that point, you could also look at their years of experience, years of time and all of that. But that's different than giving them the 12% raise on their actual salary.
Yes, I
Okay,
will put them back
Okay,
to
so I'll
what
put
they
that-
would make it 12%.
right. Well, I mean, it's what, no, you gave us that, everyone was in agreement, the staff was in agreement, no one was gonna lose money.
They all will. If I put except for Ian, if I put everybody back to
I think I was.
what the 12%
But we-
raise only.
12% would be a lot.
Oh, would it?
Yeah,
I thought it
because-
was the adjusted rate.
I thought it was,
we got last time too.
it'll be that after I do the evaluations and give merit raises.
Right, right now, they've already gotten merit raises.
Sort of.
Based on.
but based on this $13 or $15 an hour. So I don't see how, when we looked at this in November, I didn't see that anyone was gonna lose money. Why would you lose money, Roy?
Just do 12% from what we were making in July. I was getting paid the least amount of anybody.
He was making like
Right,
$12.50.
so why would you take away?
Because
Why would you take away the merit raises that you already gave them?
I haven't given them a merit raise.
Yeah, you did. You gave them so much money for their experience, so much money for their, that was all included in that formula you had.
Okay, the formula that I had also included 12% on top of that.
On top of a fictional $13 or $15 an hour, which was not what they were getting paid, right?
No, but their amounts were equal or more than what they were getting paid based on their years and education level.
I think
Is
we
that
need
right?
to revisit this.
Yeah.
Instead of doing this.
Yeah, I know.
We need time, we need to have a work time
Yeah.
to do this,
Okay, because
In a
I
friend.
know,
and we need to do it next month.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did vote. Did, you understood that, right? I know Libby isn't here, but the three of us voted. Okay, I understand you have to go, Jeanette. Yes,
Merry
okay,
Christmas.
thank you. Merry Christmas, Jeanette. Okay, because I know we looked at that and you got that by email, right? And so I thought that we were all really clear that you were going to go back to July, give them the 12%, not take away their merit, but then look at their evaluations. And one thing that wasn't on that evaluation form that you gave us was how you would determine, a rating. Like at the college, it was like meets expectation, exceeds expectations, does not meet expectations. So, I mean, if you could come up with categories to say,
It depends on the job description.
right, exactly. And I gave you the job descriptions that I revised. So that's one thing in the packet, the 4 pages I gave you of that's why I want to make sure everyone had the revised job description that you had given me and that we had talked about. So yeah, so it needs to be based on that, but I didn't think that we were going to penalize them or take away the
I thought
amount
everybody
that you
getting
gave.
12% straight.
Right.
What the payday was.
You
12% straight.
deducted it from you said instead of $1, for instance,
Mhm.
for every year or whatever it was, you were saying you had an option of saying 50 cents
Mhm.
for each of those.
Because when I originally did it, I was doing a flat rate across the board, and then the dollar would get people, like, it would cover the space or the times that people had been given percentage raises over the years, instead of like working from what they were making. I was trying to even the field.
Well, but we
And-
didn't even ask for that.
No,
And
that wasn't what
that's
we
why it's,
requested.
right.
Yeah,
this is why it's all mumbo jumbo. It wasn't
right.
done what we said we were going to do.
I understand
So
that.
we
Should've
need
been
to,
just 12% across the
Just
board.
12% from exactly what they were making,
Yeah,
and
Makes
then add
the
the
merit.
merit on top of that. So not to take it away.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I feel bad that you all still haven't gotten that
yeah.
from July. I mean, you've gotten a raise, I
Mhm.
understand, but it wasn't what we agreed on. And Roy, you shouldn't lose anything if you get 12% raise and the credit for years of service and blah, blah, blah on top of that.
But still won't be fair,
Why won't it be fair?
because he just been in for a year, I've been in it for almost 6 years, he's making more than me, or he was.
That's what they're saying, is that by giving you the extra, like, for how long you've worked and stuff like that.
That would be on top of the
It
12%
will put
raise.
you above me based on how long that you've been here and stuff like that.
No, because my 12% would be on $13.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
It would
that's
be
what
on what you were
that's what
actually
we're
making.
He was
Oh,
making
okay.
less. What he's saying is his pay needed to be adjusted before that.
Before the 12%,
Because he
before
was,
the,
because he was still making like less than $13
He
an hour.
was making less than any of the other head librarians.
okay,
I think he was making less than some of the part-time people.
Okay.
Close to it.
okay. So I agree, this is going to require another meeting, but I hope we'll get it straight this time.
Yeah, we really haven't had one just for that. We
Yeah.
Worked on multiple.
Good.
so we
Right.
feel-
Could we have each individual's check,
Yeah, we
like
have
a check
those.
stub, you know, at that time?
Well, we
Right.
got that at the last meeting. We got that.
But
yeah.
then, across from that, and on the same base, that 12% raise.
I gave that to you.
Then
Yeah, that's
on
what,
that, the merit,
Mhm.
bang, 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 so that way you can,
we maybe make a copy that Ian did the math for me on the end there.
Yeah, on the end is what we would have been making with what was approved.
oh, okay.
That's
That
what,
wasn't on the chart?
No.
Nothing's been approved.
no, we
You know,
approved a
at the
12%.
last meeting, there was one approved.
Yeah, we
There was-
approved
there
12%.
was
You
a-
voted for it, right?
Okay.
12% on what they actually, yeah, let's make a copy of that. So,
I've,
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
right.
I've got it. I can print it.
But not with his, he did the calculations on
Okay.
it. Yeah,
Don't trip. Don't trip, please
Yeah.
don't trip.
okay. So anyway, so that should be at the top of the agenda for our January meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Any other announcements?
The staff meeting is the 27th, and I'll be the one to attend that one if that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes, staff meeting's on the 27th.
And what time?
We start
it
at
10?
10.
Okay.
I'll do the January.
Okay. I didn't do the November, but yeah.
The next meeting will be January 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Okay.
fourth Monday because we're closed on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
When do you think you'll do the staff meeting in January, Debbie?
It'll be the Wednesday. Oh, wait,
2,
that'll be,
3, 4, 1, 4.
let me look at my calendar. That'll be going into February. What if I do it
Do it before that, wind up on Martin Luther King.
I can do it
Mhm.
the 31st. And that way it would still be in, oh, wait, I'm looking at. I need a regular. My computer calendar is weird.
I think these are Libby's, aren't they?
Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
Sorry. What I did on that was where I wrote before with what people were making with the current setup. And then where it says after is what was approved at the last meeting. And then next to where I wrote before, I wrote how much the raise made a difference on everybody's.
Oh, I didn't do the difference. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I did the differences on everybody.
Okay, that, the original is mine there too.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
So,
Yeah.
the January staff meeting will be the 24th.
24th, okay. And Howard, you're gonna do that.
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh,
Cheryl,
Yeah.
Correct.
you'll be attending. You're gonna be attending this December staff meeting, which is when?
The 27th at 10 a.m.
You want this, girls? Or- I think
Let's hope I don't
We're just
trip over
about
this time.
Just said January staff.
Oh, when did you say this?
January is the
25th?
second, and the
Oh, is it the 25th?
24th.
24th.
24th is staff, but our meeting will be
22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
That's what they did. That's what they did. That's what they approved. Yeah, that's what they approved it for.
January 22nd, 24th
24th
is our next meeting.
22nd is
22nd
the
is our-
board
okay.
meeting.
Okay.
24th is the staff meeting.
Okay. Very good.
Um, And I will let Chris at Holland Park know about the insurance.
It looks good. I'm gonna,
Yeah. How is that, how is it going with the bookkeeper? Pretty well, I mean, you.
We're still getting adjusted.
Mhm.
It's going pretty well.
Have you figured out a way to meet up with them about checks, or they're gonna meet me halfway or something?
Jeanette, I know her last name now, but I can't remember it. We're Facebook friends. I just send her a message and stop by her house. She's maybe 5 miles from me.
Oh, great, okay,
Yeah.
that works out.
Anita, excuse me, but on that, we got that test pay stub.
Yes,
Okay, you've not received another one?
I told them. I
And
have it in
need
my
to
email.
Make sure they've got my social security number back.
Oh, right, because she'll be writing her paychecks, of
Well,
course.
see,
yeah.
on the test thing, she had my social security number and you. told me
Yeah,
to
but
correct
your
Mhm.
direct deposit went in, right?
that. Right.
Okay, I have all of the pay stubs in my email because I was like, hey, we didn't get pay stubs, and she just emailed them all to me, cause I'm not sure why, but I'll send them out.
Okay. I just need to check.
Yeah, because you need that pay stub for your social security, right? I mean, if your social security number's
Yeah,
wrong,
make
then,
sure everything's right on.
yeah, it's going into, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I move that the meeting be adjourned. Oh, I'm sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead, did you have
I
something
was
else?
just gonna say, I'll just print those out and hand them out to you guys
Okay.
to take. Yeah. Okay, it's 1:04.
Madeline made a motion. Have a second.
Oh, second.
I already put you down a second. Okay,
134.
okay. 104.